Hello everyone, it's budgeting by me. So today is about different video. It's a story time why I get out from YouTube and social life for almost 2 months now. So guys, I'm gonna color this Ryan in the meantime, or at least start, just to not bother you with only with the story. So last 2 months I was not here because of my private things that happen, and if you're watching me for a longer time, you know I have a boyfriend in Manchester and we're completely in love. We're planning a future together, and you probably can already hear an irony of it. So what's happening is, end of January I went to my currently ex-boyfriend for a kind of pre-Valentine's weekend because his mom needed to have a surgery, and we wanted to spend a weekend together pre-Valentine's. I took my envelopes with the money for it, but we end up not spending anything because we spent it all time at home and we were just chilling together, and everything was wonderful. I thought, like, we're just getting like ahead of everything this year, and we're accomplishing things together, and everything is just, yeah, how it should be. And then he kissed me goodbye. He said, well, see you really soon. I'm going to home to mom, but I will be here soon for you, and we will continue. So this is what I believed. And I left home. I left to home for a few hours, and then he called me and said, listen, this week I need to fly back home to my mom this week because she needed to have a surgery. And my partner we were from two different cultures. I am Eastern European, as you know. I'm Polish, and he is from one of the Arabic countries, let's say. But we were both really accepting all of it, and we were good. We were really good. I'm sorry I'm saying this one really slowly, but this is really emotional. And what happening is, he Thursday after work I called him. I said, listen, what are you doing now? He said, I'm actually on the way to airport because I bought the tickets for today. I'm flying. I said, why you didn't call me? And he said, oh, my brain is not here. I'm so stressed for my mom. In a week she have a surgery. I want to be with her and all that. So I said, okay, fine. I understand that. It was really weird that he didn't share with me, but I know him for more than 2 years, and we are together well, we know each other for a bit longer, but we were together for more than 2 years. So I know if he's going back there, he is kind of, his head is not in a game. So I said, okay, fair enough. I wish to say goodbye to you personally, but obviously I'm not gonna be able to go to airport because it's a 3-hour drive, and you said you're already on the way off to the airport. So hopefully I will call you tomorrow when you already be with your mom and all that. So this is what happened. I said, who is taking care of the cat? Because as you know, I had a cat with me for several weeks, and before, when he was flying anywhere to his family, he said, oh, probably my nephew will be there, but if you can take care of the cat, I will be really appreciated. So I said, yeah, of course. So Saturday I'm going for the cat, and I would take him home, and if he or nephew can just take him for 2-3 days, like just give him food, and I will be there. So okay, this is exactly what happened. He fly home Friday. He couldn't call. He just texted me. It's really, oh, sorry guys for the noises. I'm in the city center. Sorry, I'm really busy with my mom. I couldn't call you, but I will catch up with you as quickly as I can. And this is like, I said, yeah, fair enough. I do understand. There is a family pressure, home and everything. So what happening is, I end up going Saturday, sleeping in his bedroom, in his flat, having keys to his home, and seeing his nephew in his house, saying hi, how are you, and cooking in the evening together, and all of it. His nephew seems quite okay, be honest with you. Like nothing happened, and I took Kat and I said goodbye, and I had some oil change and stuff in the morning Saturday, so I went outside of the house. When I came back, the atmosphere was completely different. His nephew completely was shut mentally, and he didn't know how to, you know, what to tell me. And he just, when I was living with the cat, he just left me saying, please remember we love you, and like I love you like part of my family always. And I was kind of like weird out because he never did it before, although we always said he's my like you know younger brother, and you know I'll be always his auntie because I'm with his uncle and this and that. Like, okay, that weirded me out, but I said, well, he's a really emotional boy, so maybe yeah. So sorry guys, I'm just turning this one around, but that's easier for me to paint. So I went home, I took the cat, and everything was completely fine. And then I tried to call my boyfriend to tell him I took the cat, and he said, listen, that was Sunday. He said, listen, there is a situation. I couldn't call him Saturday, I don't know why. And then Sunday I called him, said, listen, I took the cat from you. And he didn't answer the phone, so I just recorded a message, and he said, oh, listen, there is a situation, my nephew will text you a message because I cannot talk right now. So I thought something happened to his mom, and I was completely blown away. I said, oh no, his mom really needed surgery straight away. Maybe something happened before, and this and that. I started overthinking. So I asked his nephew to tell me straight away what happened, and he said, listen, my English is not very well because his English is not perfect. I'm gonna write you a message, and I'm really sorry, it will be like a message. I said, okay, fair enough, like I don't worry, you can just write me message by the Google Translator, just whatever. And he sent me a message saying, oh, my grandma is not allowing my uncle to marry you because you're not Muslim, so my family found for him a new wife and he's getting married tomorrow. And it's blown me away. And I said, no, it's not possible, you're lying to me. I said, no, it's possible, he's getting married. I said, do you know this woman? And he said, no, I don't know, I just got information today afternoon, but I didn't know how to tell you that, and he's supposed to tell you that, that's why I hug you. And I said, I love you because you will always be my auntie. And I burst into tears, be honest with you. My heart was broken in a million pieces because I didn't understand, and I thought, oh my god, they forced him to get married, and you know, this all arranged marriage and all that. So I got information who he's getting married with, and I know that girl because I have her in my Facebook friend, because she's his cousin, like a close whatever cousin. And I thought, oh my god, they forced him to this, to that. And then after a week of like we talk about all of it, and I was like so disappointed and heartbroken, and like I couldn't believe. And I went for a weekend to Manchester with the cat, and I was just all over the place for a week. And then, you know, I had the nightmares with his mom that she hated me, but then she, you know, she always loved me, she always talked to me and this and that. And I felt my whole world is shaking, and it still is, be honest with you, because I cannot believe. And then after a week of talking to him, having messages, and like I couldn't understand, and him telling the stories, how they forced him, how he didn't know, and this and that, he ended up saying me that he will tell me the truth, that he actually asked her to get married to him because he thinks that this is like, you know, a sign from God that she's, you know, pure virgin Muslim and all that. And he'd been talking to her for 6 months from the first moment he went to the country that he's coming from. And And but they never talked about, you know, things like a marriage. And then he started proposing to her, and she said yes, and he was really happy, and he didn't know how to tell me that because he didn't want to, you know, hurt me. And I said, listen, you've been talking to her for 6 months. Means that for 6 months you've been cheating on me. No, I didn't cheat on you. I didn't sleep with her. I said, listen, giving attention to another woman when you're with me, spending with me pre-Valentine's weekend, telling me you love me, knowing you already have a ticket bought for her, is a narcissistic behavior. And I'm really surprised I'm not crying, because for 7 weeks now I am crying every single day for that man. Well, from one side, missing him like a crazy, because we've been together for 2 years and I was planning with him my whole life. I was even planning to convert for him to his religion, to being Muslim. And he did something like this, and he played me all around, and he tried to still make me feel like, you know, he should be so happy with the choice, because, you know, we can still be friends, we can still see each other for weekends, and I can still coming to him for weekends, because his relationship to his wife is different than with me. And there is probably a million different stories that I could tell you today right now, and I feel so broken, and my trust is gone, and I don't know, like, on a daily basis I'm working with people, I'm helping people, I'm giving them advices, but my advices just finish. I had a person that I was for 2 years, sacrificing my every weekend. You saw me for 1 year, how much I spend money for going to Manchester, for petrol, for this, for that, how much I support him, even not knowing the story of us, and knowing that my love, my respect to him was nothing for him. And I asked him many times, like, because the plan was we moving together, we getting married, we have kids, and he always said, well, you know, I have so much spending for my parents that they are back home, and for me, in my culture, taking wife is a financial responsibility, so I would prefer to still wait a bit to secure my parents financially, that I can hold to be responsible for you as well, even if he knew that I am capable of doing many things by myself financially, because I am financially stable. And we had a money agreement that he needed to pay me money back, and this and that, and he left me like I was nothing for him. And I felt so humiliated. Oh, you know, the world. I felt like I'm not enough, like I am, like how shall I trust people? How shall I stop loving person that I was planning my life with? How shall I find in the future someone else who will tell me I'm beautiful, I am enough, he loves me, he want a future with me? We buying mattresses, and we bought couch, and we bought the furniture for his flat, and okay, he paid for it, but we were choosing them together for him, for me, for us. We were talking always us, like. And then in one moment he just clicked and have someone else, and didn't have even balls to tell me, listen, there is a different person I'm not running my feelings to. And then he's still calling me and say, well, we can see each other for weekends. And I said to him, I'm not an escort girl. And it's breaking my heart that a person that I've been with for 2 years, it's just, disrespect me, and in a way that I cannot even hold myself accountable for my tears, for anything. I know I should flow the emotion out, but I cried so many times already this month. Last 2 months actually, from the beginning of February. And I just don't understand what I did wrong. What he found in that woman that he didn't find it with me. Why he needed to use me, knowing he's going back home to get married to her. Why he couldn't just tell me, listen, I'm not in love with you anymore. I want to change something. Why I was driving his cousins around the country for him. That cousins that they are currently his brother-in-law. And I there is a million things that I cannot tell you about this story. That breaking my heart, and yes, he will pay me money, but he feel that I'm responsible because many people turned their back on him after what happened because they didn't know. His nephew, who was in a position to tell me, he didn't know the story that he'd been with her for a long time. He thought that actually family forced him to do, because he'd been here in the country in UK for 2 years as well, or 3. He was so shocked. He still didn't talk to him. He didn't saw him yet after 2 months of all happening. He still didn't go and talk to him, and the many people don't want to forgive him for what he did to me. And from one side, I'm so happy I have people like this in my life, but from other, how shall I just, like, I know it needs to take time, and I will find someone better and more respectful, and someone who will love me and never do that to me. But if you feel that you're one person, and then you don't have any problems with them, you don't have a fights, you don't have, it was for last year, it was only getting better and better between us. We were only more close and close and close, and like I thought the question of, yeah, let's get married like this week is just question of weeks now. And then I'm waking up in the morning and he's the first person I want to call, and he's the first person I want to say good night to, and he's gone. And funny fact is that I was sending always like medication from Poland or from UK to his family and to his auntie as well. His auntie is currently his mother-in-law, and his current wife, he's got married, he have a wife, not only engagement, it's his wife. A weeks before that all happened, she didn't know we are together, and she sent me messages like, oh, I'm so grateful you're helping my mom, and my mom feeling so well after the medication and this and that. But she didn't know about me because I'm not speaking his language, because, you know, Arabic language is quite hard and I don't understand, and he is speaking Kurdish as well. And so I talked to his family only by him, and no one knew that for 2 years we are together. Everyone thought that I'm a wife of a friend, and his mom whoops, my guy. His mom, sorry guys, his mom. So beginning, no one knew about me existing, like being his girlfriend, only maybe 2 cousins, and the rest of them thought that we just friends, and I'm just randomly sometimes there when I'm coming for weekend to Manchester, and my husband is there as well, but they never met him because of so many different reasons, but blah blah blah. And his mom had a certain, I talked to his mom every single week for 2 More than 2 years I've been speaking to her, saying hi, how are you, for 2 years. And when she had a surgery, she asked for me. Why? For 3 weeks, 2 weeks after the surgery, 3 weeks after the wedding, why I'm not calling her? What did poor woman that she cannot read and write and this and that, why her daughter, because she was calling me daughter, is not calling to ask how is she, like she was worried about me. So my ex-boyfriend called me and said, listen, I do understand you're upset with me, and but we can still be friends, you know. And I said, listen, what are you talking about? We can be friends. You got married, you cheat on me, you say you love me, and the day of your engagement, when I ask you, because I still didn't know he actually asked her to get married, I thought they forced him. I said, if you had a choice, and he said, my choice will be always you, because I love you, and because this situation is like family pressure and this and that. And his mom asked for me to talk to her, and so I called him, and I didn't want to break her heart what happened, so I asked a friend of mine to translate, and I asked for help, her health and everything. And she was crying, and she was telling me like she thought that she did something wrong to me because I didn't want to talk to her and I didn't ask about her health. And it's not like me, because I always there for her, and she always like waiting for me to call Sunday to her. And I think I will leave it like this. And she loved how I'm laughing, and it's always the bright spot of the week when I'm calling her. And I start crying, because what shall I say to this old woman that she's more than 70? Your son cheated on me. You've been yesterday on a or like week ago, you've been on a wedding with saying, you know, all that beautiful things to his wife, when I was crying because he left me and he didn't even told you that we were together. So I just say goodbye, and I just hang up the phone, and I don't, and I know I need to, you know, survive this and it will pass and all that. But knowing that person that you love the most, that should be your person, did something like this to you, is just heartbreaking. And I went for a week. I just came back actually from a week in Poland, and my parents are devastated. They don't know nothing about the situation with him. Like, he got married, they know we split for different reason, and they devastated that we end up like this. And because it took them a long time to start loving him as a son, because my parents are strict Catholics and he's Muslim, but they get so used to us being together, they were accepting that at some point we will be married. So guys, I was not here for 2 months because of my heartbreak, and I can just not believe. People tell me I should write a blog or a book about this, because it's just unbelievable that in 21st century a narcissistic man can do something like that and still ask you to meet with him for weekend because he have needs and his wife is not here. Because before he bring his wife here, it will take him 2-3 years, because, you know, it's not easy to bring someone to UK on a spouse visa, and he still have needs, and he needs me, and he missed me, and it's just not the way it should be. And I don't want him in my life, but I'm gonna see him this weekend, I gave him back the cat. Before going to Poland, I drive the cat back because I took the cat for a while he was there, because cat didn't do nothing wrong to me, and I love that cat and I will miss the cat so much. But I gave the cat back because I needed a flight to Poland and I needed to get rest, and he came in the meantime back from his original country, and I just fly yesterday back home too. So this weekend I will see him and we'll have a conversation about the money he owes me, because we signed the agreement. He needs to give me back all the money I gave him for 2 years of being together, and it's a big amount of money. And yeah, it's hard to believe that it came to that. So guys, if I will be very quiet or I'll be too much or anything like this, just be patient with me. I overspent. I completely went in a depression and mental stages that I cannot even express currently, and hopefully I'll be back stronger, and someday I will tell you, hi guys, I'm in love. But first I need to went through the trauma of bonding with him. Yeah, sorry that this video is negative, but I thought you don't know my name and you don't know my face, so it's a safe place to say that. And I'm proud of myself that I didn't cry until this moment, because I don't believe that the person I love, because I still love him and I still miss him, could treat me like this, still ask me to be with him even if he have a wife. And I just think that it's okay to cheat and be like this and break someone's heart. And I know karma is coming back, and I'm not wishing anyone anything bad. It's just hard. Thank you guys for, if you watched it, thank you guys for listening, and hopefully you will have a good month, and step by step I will have a good days, better days than those past 7 weeks. Enjoy guys, and love you all. Bye.